3340 News at 10.
We are updating breaking news and covering stories from West Alabama to East Alabama. But first, a changing weather situation. Thanks for choosing us. I'm Christopher Sine.
And I'm Brenda LeDunn. If you're finalizing those weekend plans, wait, you'll want to hear from our expert first. Alabama's chief meteorologist James Spann starts us off. James, when does the rain arrive?
We could see a few showers during the day tomorrow, but the main rain event will be tomorrow night. A widespread rain will likely affect the state after midnight. The chance of some thunder. We do not expect any severe weather on our end of the state, and a really good soaking. Rain amounts between 1 and 2 inches are likely this weekend. The chance of severe weather mainly west of the state, places like Vicksburg, Monroe, Shreveport, El Dorado. In Alabama, a marginal risk of severe storms tomorrow night for the southwestern counties of the state, south of a line from Sweetwater to Chapman down to Andalusia. Right now, temperatures are well above freezing. No freezing problems tonight. But the deal is tomorrow we'll begin to see the showers during the day. And again, we stress during the day. It's not going to rain all day. It could rain at times. That's 9:30 tomorrow morning. Showers mainly across the Tennessee Valley. By mid-afternoon, around 2 o'clock, could be raining at Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden. But again, that big batch of rain comes in here after midnight Saturday night, early Sunday morning. Then next week, more cold air. I've got the full forecast coming up shortly, so stay with us.
All right, James, we'll see in a few minutes. Now to an update right now on breaking news we brought you at 6 o'clock. Auburn police say the shooting in the parking lot of this mall this afternoon was not random and appears to have involved 2 people who were shot. They say a gun was found near one of the victims, and they do not believe there is an active threat at this moment. It's unclear right now if they have identified a suspect. Also breaking right now, we've learned just within the past few minutes the gunman and 3 hostages are dead after nearly 9-hour standoff in California.
Authorities say they hadn't spoken to the gunman for nearly 8 hours, and police say he entered the Veterans Counseling Center at about 1:30 this afternoon armed with a rifle. He walked in and during a going away party for 2 staff members. Now the hostages are believed to be employees of the Pathway House, and one resident of the facility says the suspect could have been a guest there as well.
A lot of these guys that have PTSD come here to the Yountville Veterans Home. They have a place to stay and get some treatment for their PTSD.
And again, a California Highway Patrol found the 3 women and the gunman dead inside a room in the facility. They also say a bomb-sniffing dog alerted them on the suspect's car, but no bombs were found in the vehicle. And they also say there is no threat to the public now, of course.
We will certainly stay on top of this developing situation for you. Look for more updates on air or on our free ABC 3340 mobile app. Bringing it back home now, a search for a missing kayaker will resume tomorrow morning. Police officers say a man was last seen around 11:30 this morning at Logan Martin Dam in St. Clair County. Dive teams were called in around 12:45 and searched for nearly 6 hours. Officials say most of those assisting in the search are volunteers.
A 44-year-old woman from Sylacauga faces charges for making a terroristic threat against 2 schools in a Facebook post. She tried to conceal her identity by using a fake page, pretending to be someone police say she knew. Through the fake account, Pate threatened to shoot kids at Sylacauga High School and B.B. Comer High School.
It should speak for itself. You're going to be charged. If we can prove that you did it, you're going to be charged with a felony, whether you're an adult or a juvenile. It's not worth it for anybody to do this. One, it stretches us out too thin, and 2, it just puts everybody in a situation they don't need to be in.
Pate's bond is set at $100,000. However, a court date is not yet set.
New details tonight on the animal cruelty case in North Alabama. 53-year-old David Kaufman is now barred from owning cattle and cannot go onto the property where the cattle were found. Kaufman faces multiple animal cruelty charges after dozens of cattle were found starving and more were found dead in Lauderdale County. From there, we now know 6 confirmed cases of rabies in Alabama are under investigation tonight. 4 cases were found in raccoons, 1 in a fox, and another one in a skunk. Health officials say to protect your family, make sure your pet vaccinations are up to date. All right, the Alabama Crimson Tide's run through the SEC tournament continues.
And today they ran right through the top seed in the tournament, the Auburn Tigers. And Jeff Spiegel joins us in the newsroom right now. And Jeff, we'll see much more from both of these teams in the big dance.
That's exactly right. Nothing is official until Sunday, but both the Tide and Tigers will get in, we're pretty sure. And that hasn't happened since 2003. But who's playing better right now? You got to say Alabama. The Tide hammered the Tigers today, 81-63 in the SEC Tourney quarterfinals. Colin Sexton has had an amazing tournament. He scored 31 points today, 21 of those in the second half, as the Tide outscored the Tigers 50-22 in the second half. Here's what Sexton and Avery Johnson had to say after the game.
Honestly, I feel like we're just having fun. If we're having fun, we're going to make shots, and that's really all it is. So my teammates was fine to me and was having fun playing together. That's really the main thing.
We got the jitters out a little bit on yesterday with Colin's incredible shot, and then we're just ready. They're just ready to go now. They're just ready to play ball.
And coming up later in sports, we'll hear from Stu McCann in St. Louis on a day when the Tide and Tigers seem to change roles. From the newsroom, Jeff Spiegel, ABC 3340 Sports.
Thanks, Jeff. New tonight, plans are in the works to bring a 5-star hotel to downtown Tuscaloosa. Now, the plan is to build an AC Marriott hotel that would include a spa, restaurant, and of course a parking deck. The high-end chain developed is projected to bring in at least $50 million over 30 years. That amount of money is hard for the city to pass up.
We have so many people like that come in with Mercedes, come into the university, entertainers from the amphitheater. We need to have these type of opportunities for people who are accustomed to that type of lifestyle when they travel.
The City Council is expected to vote in 2 weeks on the plan. Council members also tell ABC 3340 they haven't forgotten about what residents want to see downtown, like improved lighting and parking. We've got enough to worry about in our daily lives, right? Sometimes it seems like the sky is falling.
ABC 3340's Andrew Donnelly learned that term might hold a little more relevance in the upcoming weeks as we brace for the impact of a space station as it comes crashing down to Earth.
This is the International Space Station. It's about the size of a football field. Experts tell me what's about to fall is nowhere near this size, but could really cause some damage.
First off, the chances of someone actually being hit by any debris, very small.
Likelihood is that it will mostly burn up, but some pieces will make it to the Earth.
David Weigel, the planetarium director at the Kristen Berry Planetarium at Samford University, says the Chinese space station was to be deorbited at some point in a controlled manner.
Things change, and they no longer have control over it.
Meaning they don't know exactly where it could fall. What they do know,
Alabama is within that very, very much so.
But it's rare you or your property gets hit with anything.
There's always a chance. I mean, there's chances for all sorts of things. You could have a meteorite land on your house too, but that doesn't happen very much either. So,
in fact, it's only been recorded once before that a meteorite has struck a home and the occupant inside. That happened here in Alabama in Sylacauga during the 50s. The person lived to tell about it. As far as man-made debris falling from the sky, it's a little more predictable, but still tough. So come late March, early April, keep your eyes on the sky.
So we don't really get very good predictions even until the last few hours. Even with maybe a third of a day left, let's say 8 hours, you still have pretty much the entire circumference of the Earth that it could hit.
Andrew Donnelly, ABC 3340 News.
And reports show the estimated day the station could come crashing down or at least burn up in the atmosphere is April 3rd. But of course, things could change.
A heads up for next weekend, I-65 North at the interchange will be closed, as will the ramp on I-5920 South. Those lanes will close at 11 p.m. Friday, March 16th to allow AlDOT crews to install beams across the interstate. Detour signs will be in place. All lanes should reopen by 5 a.m. Saturday. Again, this is next weekend. Well, Animals in Need. One Humane Society has a specific unique donation request.
Plus, a helping hoof for a blind cow. Who's helping steer this steer in the right direction?
Alabama's weather starting off with a very cold morning. We were down in the 20s, Black Creek at 20, Moody and Sylacauga 24, Hamilton 22. No freezing worries tonight, but rain at times can be expected this weekend. I've got the full forecast coming up as ABC 3340 News at 10 o'clock continues.
Your kitchen, your bathrooms, your entire house, it always needs cleaning.
Monday, how you can keep your house cleaner longer.
Breaking news plus traffic and weather together every 10 minutes. Good Morning Alabama, 4:30 to 7 on ABC 3340. You're watching ABC 3340, the station working for you. With Brenda LaDunn and Christopher Sine. The Weather Authority forecast with Chief Meteorologist James Spann and Jeff Spiegel with sports. ABC 3340 News at 10 continues.
This week, Hollywood turned out for the first Oscars since a flood of sexual misconduct allegations against top actors and moguls.
And political views, including the Me Too movement, made its way into the scripts. And just beneath the surface of Hollywood, there's a harsh reality. It's known as the casting couch culture. Many have known about it for years, yet have said very, very little because they're afraid of what could happen to their own success. Now, some are speaking out and asking why now about the Me Too movement in Hollywood.
Does the entertainment industry have a double standard when it comes to sexual misconduct?
When the Access Hollywood tapes came out, everyone in Hollywood went nuts. They took to Twitter. Everyone was condemning the behavior that Trump, was captured on audio tape talking about. And then Harvey Weinstein happens, and there was, for 3 or 4 days, there was just silence. And to me, that struck me as being a double standard.
Now, Cheryl Atkinson is looking more into this dark movement, and you can watch her on Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m. right here on ABC 3340.
Brand new at 10, an animal shelter in Illinois is giving a whole new meaning to making pets feel at home. It's collecting armchairs so the cats and dogs can lounge and get comfy. Employees got the idea after one dog staked a claim to the front desk chair. The shelter then started taking in donated chairs for other animals, and the concept just took off.
You know how your dog sits on your couch at home? They want to do the same thing here. And these are chairs, too, that people were just going to get rid of. So really, it's a good way to recycle. And if they do chew them up, you know what? We'll just get them another one.
The extra attention is increasing interest in adoption, so the animals are more likely to find permanent homes.
She never fails him. She truly is his seeing eye cow.
A beef cow in New York is actually helping out a fellow bovine. Ollie was born blind and mostly deaf. His mother rejected him, but another cow took him in and then had a calf of her own named Sunny. Sunny and Ollie bonded, and she's been helping her best friend for nearly 10 years. The two ended up at Hart's Herd Animal Sanctuary after their farm was sold. The owner says she realizes what Ollie's fate would have been had she not taken them both in.
He would have been at an auction, he would have been scared out of his mind, and then he would have been somebody's hamburger.
Wow. Ollie doesn't have to worry about becoming someone's dinner anymore, since he and Sunny will live out the rest of their days roaming the pastures in upstate New York. A happy ending.
Free range. It's a free range cow now.
Right.
Live free, live on the land.
Free.
Yeah.
He's free.
That one fell real flat. Some work, some don't work.
Well, I was working on a T-bone, I was working on a sirloin, and
it's just not working.
It had such a happy ending, and she used the hamburger reference.
I understand. Nice try, though. Let's go to our pictures today. How about this? A drone over Gulf Shores. That is a unique shot. No seaweed. That water is absolutely clear, and that is a really, really nice shot taken today. The sky there was sunny, of course. This was the sunset this evening on the Alabama Gulf Coast. Wouldn't it be nice to have your toes in the sand?
Yes.
The sun on your shoulder. Rain is likely at times down there this weekend, but all of next week, by the way, should be dry but fairly cool. That was also taken in Gulf Shores this evening as a lot of folks are flocking down to the south. Dauphin Island, the roads less traveled down in South Mobile County. A gorgeous picture there. That was taken from Mobile Bay. And Lake Guntersville, where Chris likes to fish for bass in his bass boat. On to our Skycam network tonight. This is a live look at the Jasper Skycam. They're sitting at 49 degrees. No freeze problems tonight, but rain is on the way. And again, here's the deal. Tomorrow, the sky will be cloudy. We have the chance of a few passing rain showers during the day, but the really big rain will be tomorrow night and early Sunday morning. You might hear some thunder. We don't expect any severe weather, and rain amounts will likely be in the 1 to 2 inch range, fairly beneficial. Temperatures this evening are mostly in the 40s and 50s. The cool spot is Fort Payne. They've got 36 up here, but temperatures will likely rise after midnight. Birmingham at 53, Tuscaloosa coming in at 54. Nothing on the radar this evening. We have some rain north of the state through parts of Kentucky. We'll see clouds increasing overnight, and again, the chance of a few showers during the day tomorrow. This is tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. We could see a band of showers across the northern third of the state. Then by 2 o'clock, the chance of rain for places like Jasper, Birmingham, Anniston, Gadsden. Again, we stress it's not going to rain all day tomorrow, and a fairly decent part of the day will likely be dry. But here comes the big rain mass that we'll see after midnight tomorrow night. This is Sunday morning at 7:30. This is when some thunder is possible. Rain could be heavy at times. And then later in the day, that rain kicks out. A few more showers could reform Sunday afternoon as the air will be a bit unstable, but again, nothing especially widespread. Rain amounts will likely be 1 to 2 inches, and any severe weather most likely west of the state. We've got the standard risk of severe weather for cities like Jackson, Vicksburg, Monroe, Shreveport, El Dorado. In our state, there is a marginal risk of severe storms south of a line from Sweetwater to Chapman to Andalusia. There could be some storms down here with gusty winds in southwest Alabama, but nothing in terms of severe weather expected for the northern half of the state. And once this rain kicks out, we'll see more cold air for the season coming in here next week with more sub-freezing lows. Increasingly cloudy after midnight tonight, not as cold as recent nights. Low should be in the mid-40s, around 45. Tomorrow, a mostly cloudy day. The chance of a few passing showers, but it's not going to rain all day. The big rains late tomorrow night. The daytime high 63. Up on the 7-day, Sunday, rain ending during the morning. A few more showers could redevelop Sunday afternoon, the high 65. Then for next week, it's going to be dry Monday through Friday, but temperatures below average. Highs in the 50s for the first half of the week, and we're expecting sub-freezing lows by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning. Catch my forecast every day on great radio stations around the state, including Birmingham's 104.7 WZZK. And I don't think next week's going to be the last freezing episode we have here. We typically have one in early April, so we'll get there.
All right.
Take some time.
Thank you for the forecast, and thank you for inviting us to work out at Godspeed with you today. We have some video we want to share with you.
Hey.
Stretch those hamstrings.
Wow.
Look at that.
Wow.
James and Brenda, I'm telling you, these guys are rock stars. But you know, to be a good team, you got to work out together. It's sweat equity.
This is called
Now, I don't
TV
like
anchor
that-
bonding right
That
here.
part was hard.
Look at Sean. Sean's the instructor. He's down there getting
so
getting
That
at
guy's
it.
that
He's
guy's
great.
a beast. Look at James.
Wow.
I know.
James, you could play football. Chris played football. You do what he does. Look.
I'm retired.
Oh.
James thought everything was a race. Look at this.
Well,
James's high step was like, you know, he's got a roach on the floor somewhere.
So proud. We're so
He's like,
proud, though.
"Ah!"
You know, it encouraged us to get healthy. And I hope
fitness is a good thing.
it encourages you to go
How many
out there and
calories,
get
James, you
healthy.
burned today?
Today burned about, I don't know, 1,000 calories or
Yeah.
so. Yeah, it was good.
Be there for the ones you love, so
Yep.
work out. All right, we'll be right back. It's not what you would expect to hear when walking into a Lowe's, but that's what people heard today, and one in Pennsylvania.
Oh, look at this. One of their part-time workers just turned 80. Bob Hively's been working in the lawn and garden center at Lowe's for 17 years. He loves his job so much, he's even taken the manuals for the grills home to read in his spare time so he can better instruct the customers.
That's the guy I need to talk to when I
Yeah.
go into a place like
You
that.
always want an expert, just like when you turn to sports, you want an expert right there next to you like Jeff Spiegel.
And I'll be doing this job when I'm 80. So
Yay.
I'm looking forward to that. Coming up next in sports, Kerryon Johnson takes time to reflect on Auburn's Pro Day. And no one is playing better than Alabama's point guard right now. We will be right back to look at another winning day for the Tide in St. Louis.
Now, the Pepsi Sports Desk with Jeff Spiegel.
Well, Bama took out top-seeded Auburn today, 81-63, but it was a tough day for the big man. Daniel Giddens injured a knee. Alex Reese also took a trip to the locker room. Avery Johnson says both could have returned to the game today. And look at Dante Hall, flipping over Chuma Okeke in the second half. His head hit the court really hard. His status is unknown for tomorrow. Colin Sexton had another amazing day. He scored 31 against the Tigers, 21 in the second half, when the Tide outscored Auburn 50-22 in the second half. Sexton broke the school freshman scoring record. He now has 569.